Hey, what's up, guys? So I bought this carbon fiber front fender for my Z1000. It's a 2014 Z1000, and I got it off Amazon, and it's from China. So I'm interested to know what the quality is like on it. So right off the bat, the package is like, I mean, it looks foreign. It looks like they wrapped it in a tarp and then, taped it up. I mean, I'm not really complaining because the package doesn't look damaged. And so let's just go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Like I said, it's a tarp. So, I mean, they did a good job packaging it. I'm really not complaining about it. They definitely put a lot of padding to make sure it didn't get damaged while it went through customs and stuff like that. All right, well, here it is. So it looks a little bit of scuffs there, but I don't know, it looks like something might be on it. And it looks like it could rub off. But the actual quality doesn't look bad at all, actually. Well, all right, now that I'm looking a little closer, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There's like a little bit of, I don't know, it's like they didn't sand it down very good right here on the side. A little imperfection in the carbon fiber right there in the corner. And it looks like maybe a little bit more on this other side. But I mean, if you, like me holding it from 2 feet away, I can't even tell. Other than that part, I mean, on the bottom here, but you won't be able to see this when it's mounted. It looks like it's a little unfinished. For the most part, I mean, it's pretty good. I want to say, I forget how much I spent exactly on this, but I want to say that it was around like 80 bucks, and it was the only one I could find for the Z1000. But it did take like 2 months for it to get here, so if you're interested in buying one, just go ahead and expect 2 months wait for it, because I was waiting a pretty long time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it mounted, and then we'll see how it looks on the bike. All right, y'all. I pulled the bike up so you guys can see what's going on a little bit better. So I have aftermarket bolts on my fender. And so I'm not sure what the original size is, but I'm using a 5/16 to take this off, and I'm pretty sure the original ones are probably metric. So we'll get these out. All right. It's 4 bolts, it's pretty simple, and then after that you have this brake line on both sides that you need to take off, which looks like might be a little bit more difficult. So it's got a rubber like boot around it, and all right, so I was able to get the other side off just using thumb strength. You got to push pretty hard. They're on their little brackets pretty good. So not really worried about this ABS wire. That's pretty easy to take off, but it's the actual brake line themselves that are a little bit harder. This side was pretty easy actually. So now that everything is disconnected, you should be able to slide this out. So because of those brackets, it doesn't just come out. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this out of here. All right, guys, what I figured out is this fender is, the brackets for the brake lines on the fender are held in by by 2 rivets, so 2 on each side. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my drill, and I got a 5/32 drill bit. I'm gonna drill these rivets out, and then I'll be replacing them to put on the carbon fiber one. So now. Comes right off. All right, now we should be able to pull the fender right off. There we go, look, simple as that. So I'll show you these brackets that I'm talking about. Here it is. So this is the bracket, and that's how it was on there, and that's what holds the brake line on the fender. So that's what you got to drill off. So a little issue that I ran into that I just want to point out is that I mean, when you buy this stuff from China, you really, like, it's really hit and miss. You might get a good one, you might not. So I mean, it's cheap enough to take the risk though, so that's what I did. But these holes, you kind of have to drill them out. They're not the exact size as the other ones, and when you try to put your pop rivet through, it's not going to fit. So you got to drill it out yourself a little bit, which isn't a big deal. So like, I haven't done this side yet, but yeah, I'm gonna have to drill these out and make them a little bigger. All right, now that I got them drilled out, my pop rivet should be able to fit right in there, and it does. So yeah, just a little extra step you're gonna have to do, but not a big deal. Like I said, if you have the tools, then it'd be pretty easy. So like I explained, we're gonna be using these new pop rivets, and I bought this pop rivet gun and the rivets. It comes with a pack of a bunch of different sizes, and I bought it off Amazon. I think I picked it up for maybe 20 bucks. So one thing I do want to know also is that, like you've seen how I took it off, you have to put it back on the same way. So if you try to put your brackets on before the fender is installed, you're gonna run into that same issue of trying to fit it in between the forks, and it's not gonna fit. So that's what we have to do. We're gonna go ahead and install the fender. All right, got the bolts on. Now we're gonna do the brackets. And so the little bracket is gonna go on the right side, and the bigger bracket with it has a little spot for the ABS wire also, and that's gonna go on the left side. So we'll go ahead and put those on now. All right, so I'm running into another issue with quality control. The holes don't exactly line up with the bracket, so I'm gonna have to take the drill again and drill out the hole so that all right, got the pop rivet in. Now we're going to install the rubber boot. This side It's a little bit tougher than the other side. Alright, we got it on. Alright, so that side's done. Now we're gonna move over to this other side. I'll zoom in for you guys so you guys can take a look. But I would say I lucked out on this purchase. Like I said, buying from China is hit and miss. So, I mean, sometimes you can get a good one and sometimes not. I bought several different carbon fiber pieces from them, not for this bike, but other bikes. And sometimes carbon fiber vinyl looks better than what I've received. So just a little, heads up. But I would say this purchase was a good buy for 80 bucks. I mean, can't get much better than that. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right.